Hey friends, I had something kind of exciting I wanted to share with you today. As you know, I am a full-on plant lover and I'm always looking at different plants, especially right now in spring. Plants are coming up and I came across this really cool, it was Garden Garden. And long story short, we ended up meeting this young guy that started it, and his name's Ryan, so it's Ryan Harden Gardens, and he's got a great story. I would encourage you to go to his website and kind of check out his whole story. Thought it was really cool. And he has succulents, he has seedlings. You can get these herb seedlings bundles or lettuce mix bundles, veggie mix bundles, and you get 12 seedlings and you can plant them. And I thought that was really cool. He was kind enough to send me this. Of course, I love my succulents, and this one is called, well, I'm calling it RicRac because it reminds me of my childhood, and I remember playing with RicRac, if you know what that is. Maybe I'm aging myself here, but it's actually called Fishbone Cactus. And I mean, look at how cool this is. And he was so nice to send them to me. By the way, what I think is really cool is he, started this company himself, and 2% goes to his garden giving fund, which he will contribute to like the Mayo Clinic. And he has so far also contributed to like helping plant trees, I think 566. He's cleaned up over 300 plastic bottles in the ocean, protects wildlife. So I just thought his story was so cool and his plants were so cool. So I'm going to be painting this today, and please, please take a look at what he does down below. By the way, on your first order, I noticed you get 20% off. And you get these subscription boxes, and they have all kinds of stuff. You can get the flower box, you can get succulents, you can get the seedlings, which I think I'm going to order some of the herb bundles. I thought that would be really fun. So I'm just going to paint this little cutie today. And this is one he sent me. So, I mean, I think this is a pretty decent size. It came perfect. It actually just comes in a little pot. I put it in a little ceramic pot I had here. So I'm going to paint that, and let's just draw it on here. So I'm going to have it coming out of a little pot like here. And I Googled these too, and they go crazy. They get these long pieces that hang, which I thought was really cool. So I'm going to put a couple of those in mine. And then let's see how we can paint this. I think it's going to be really, really fun. He also does, by the way, like philodendron. He does everything, you guys. And it's thehardengarden.com. So check it out down below. We're also thinking if I really start painting more of these, maybe I could do a little giveaway and you could win a subscription box, which I thought was really cool. And as you know, I just love supporting people who are doing things like this. So look at the tip of this. I mean, it looks just like RicRac. So I'm going to kind of take that type of inspiration. I'm loading my brush. I've got sap green and tree green in here. And I'm going to start, as you know, with that light color. So I noticed at the top, it's kind of got like almost a little dull edge there. I'm going to lighten that up a bit. And then it just starts, this is my round 8, by the way, and I'm using my Lang, getting bigger and bigger. I thought these were so unusual. Like this, and then it kind of gets smaller. And while it's wet, I'm just gonna go in and add some fun colors to it. The one I've got has some pinkish or reddish in it, which I thought was really cool because you know me, anytime I can use pink, I'm all down for that. So I'm just kind of going in, and I noticed it was mostly around the edges and just adding in some little pink touches. I also Googled it, and these do get little flowers on them that are bright pink. So kind of looking forward to that. And let me tell you, if that's the case, you're going to see me back on here painting more of these. because I would love to, whoop, that's a little dark. Let's lighten that, lighten that up a bit. I think that was like a hooker's green. There we go. Oh, look how pretty that is. I'm gonna let that sit. That's always a key to watercolors, you know, let it sit. Let the colors kind of merge together. And these did have a line down the center. So what I'm gonna do to kind of encourage that is I'm gonna go along each edge and kind of tap in a little bit darker green, just to kind of emphasize that center a little bit. And now I'm just gonna let that blend. But look at how pretty the colors are. This one's got a lot of red-ish pink in it, which really shows me what those flowers must look like. And again, if this starts blooming, you are definitely gonna see me painting it. So here's another one. These would be great little fillers in your florals, by the way. Be really fun to add in if you like painting succulents, like I do. Let's go in here. Just add in some of that darker green. I'm just really playing with all the different greens in my palette. And that's what's fun about these. You know, you can kind of play. Look at those pretty colors. Might just add in a tiny touch of the pink because I am seeing pink in these. Can't wait for this to hang down, and really, how exciting would it be to see those flowers? If any of you have this, I'd love to see a photo. But I just, you know, as you know, I love, this is Wet and Wet, by the way. I love supporting, especially somebody young like him. I think he's in his late 20s, maybe early 30s, doing something like this. He was working in an office. And he was like, man, I, you know, this isn't what I want to be doing. And so he started this in the office, which I thought was really a cute story. And it took off. And next thing you know, here he is. He's selling worldwide. They come packaged, by the way, really nicely. I was kind of curious when I got my shipping thing. I was like, how in the heck is he going to ship that? But it came really nice. It was totally fine. Wasn't damaged at all. Ready to go. And they pack it all in like sustainable materials. So I'm going to do this one hanging down because I noticed that's kind of the pictures, and I'm doing a odd number. You want to do that in your composition. It's just so much more interesting. And I'm just taking my brush side to side, on its side, like that. And then I'm going to go back in, Wet and Wet, tap, 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 get some of that paint off. What else was really cool, which I always love when I can deal with, whether it's a creator or somebody like this, when they answer me back personally. I think that's so cool. And I believe he said, you know, he's like me. He really tries to do that with everybody, which is so cool. There we go. I got to leave room for my little pot here. Let's not forget that pink. Yeah, you guys are going to see if this thing blooms like it shows. I'll put a link to them down below. If this thing blooms like they say it does, oh my gosh, I'm really excited. I'm going to do this one a little lighter value so it looks like it's pushed in the back a bit. And I tried to add in some different values. So let's just add this one. Kind of tucking it behind there. I'm really interested in his seed bundles. That would be fun because I'm getting ready to plant a veggie garden. So I think that's going to be really cool. And I'm not going to add too much to this because I want it to look like it has less detail because it's in the back. Now what I'm going to do is take my slant brush and I'm going to create a little pot here. So I think I'm going to do a blue pot. I'm using my Mylene palette, by the way. Oop, not that one. That has a little bit of gouache in it. Let's see what color. Oh yeah, that's pretty. think that's that. Of course, that turkey blue we all love. Loading the side of my brush. Ooh, yeah, that'll be pretty. This would have been actually, you know what? Gosh, should I do red? Because it'd kind of play with that. Or should I do blue? Let me think about this a minute. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to go for the pink or reddish color because red and green are opposites on the color wheel, so it's really going to pop. When I do this red, it's going to pop out. So let's find a good red here. Let's see. Let me take a look at my Myling swatch sheet, and I can even hold it here. Ooh, you guys, should we go for the vermilion or should we go for like a deep magenta? I think that one's really pretty. I think I'm going to go for that. Let's try the deep magenta. Okay. Let me grab that here, just swatch it out a bit and make sure that is the color I want. No, not that one. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. So I'm picking up my paint and I'm actually taking it pretty much out of the palette, but I'll put a little here. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be pretty. And I'm just holding my, these are such great brushes, by the way. This one's mine. This is my 8 angle shader, which is sold out. But I will link one down below from you from Princeton, which is nice and snappy and gonna work really well. You get this beautiful chisel edge. Makes stuff like this so easy, you guys. Watch this. So I'm just going to, I'm picking it up in my palette, but I'm also watering it down. Tap, tap, tap. And let's make our, ooh, yeah, I'm glad I did this. That's perfect. My pot's going to kind of run off the end of the page, but I didn't want to squeeze in this beautiful plant. Are you happy, plant? Yeah, he's happy. He's like, thanks for painting me. Okay, I know, I'm goofy. So I'm just going to go in using that side of the brush like this. Ooh, look at how pretty. Love it. Maybe make it just a little bit bigger. Can always do that easily. You can always go bigger or darker. You can't go the opposite so much. There's ways to do it, but so there we go. For my shadow color, I talk about this a lot. I'm going to use, so green's opposite is red, which is why this is so pretty and has so much pop. And I'm going to create a shadowy color, use opposite. So I'm going to add a little bit of green to this. Just watch this. Look at that. It creates this beautiful shadow color. So let me add a little bit more of that. Maybe under here. There we go. Ooh, how fun is this? Oh my gosh, I am so doing this again. Honestly, you guys, if you are a plant nerd like me, check this guy out because for all the reasons I said. Number one, he will answer your messages most likely. He's knows all about these plants. And he gives to a good cause, which I love. I love artists or people who do that. So I think I'm about done. How fun was that? What I might do is just maybe go down the center of these with a really, really light wash. And what I did is I just added in a little bit of my green to the red. And I'm just going to kind of go down the center because they do have this little vein that comes down the center, but I don't want to, you know, make it too prominent. There we go. What a fun plant to paint. So I'm going to get another one and we'll be painting it as well. Yeah, I kind of like that. What the last thing I could do here, so the darker the value of your paints, meaning like if it's 80% pigment, 20% water, that's going to be your darkest value. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go around a few of these edges. I notice there's just a little bit of darkness around the very edge and add in some of that green and red. And pretty watery, so let me show you. I've got quite a bit of water in that. Tap, tap, tap. And let's just go around a few of these edges. Don't freak out. What I'm going to do now is wash, rinse my brush. So now I've got a thirsty brush. I've washed it, I've rinsed it, I've tapped it off, and I'm gonna go in with that, you know, I love it, that push and pull, and look at that, how much interest. So I'm just barely tapping in to that edge and softening it a bit. But look at how much it adds to your painting. I mean, that really made this interesting and pop out. And you can do this technique. It's fairly simple. Should we add a little dirt showing here, like in the actual dirt that he gave me here that came with the plant? I think I want a little darker. Oop, not that dark. Here we go. Just kind of gives it some filler there. I'm gonna rinse my brush and pick up my Van Dyke brown. Yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so exciting. Okay, I'm gonna pull out a couple others like this one. So I think I'll pull this one out here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Go into that olivey green, which I actually mixed with the green and the red. And what that does is it really brings your painting, makes it all coherent because you're mixing all the colors together instead of just using an olive green. So rinse, wash, rinse my brush, tap it off, and we're gonna go in and just do that push-pull. I'm just barely tapping in to the tip of that, and I keep wiping my brush. So there we go. Oh my gosh, what a fun little plant. Look how interesting that is. And this leaf here, because I didn't add a lot of details or anything like that, it looks like it's in the back. So I just want to really thank Ryan for being so kind to send us this plant. I told him you guys would love it because this is kind of what we do. We paint plants, and I always love having the real thing. I'm always trying to show you the real thing. So there you go, you guys. What do you think? Oh my gosh, so fun. I hope you guys try this. Please, please give him some love. Please just go to his website. He also, by the way, gives a 30-day guarantee just in case you get it and something's wrong with it or it just doesn't grow. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here and making this such a fantastic, fantastic community. I love you guys. You truly make me so happy when I come here every day. And I love being able to share people like this. I think it's so important in the world for us to give back and to find people who really care about our environment and have a passion and a purpose behind what we're doing. And I think we all here do that as well. You guys are the best. I send you so much love and gratitude and happy painting. I'm going to be right here reminding you, you are an artist. All right, everybody. Thank you.